Hi, everybody. I'm Ingrid Vanderveldt. I'm the founder and CEO of EBW 2020, EBW Cares Distributors, and the nonprofit EBW Foundation, which is home to COVIDxNOW.org. Thank you for spending just a moment of your time with me. Courtney asked me to spend just a minute to share with you why did I start these initiatives and what am I hoping to get out of them. So with your permission, I'll just take a moment and I'll start from the first venture, which is EBW 2020, stands for Empowering a Billion Women by 2020. And the reason that I started EBW 2020 is because we fundamentally believe that if we're going to create the global sustainable future that we envision for ourselves, our families, our communities, and ultimately the world, it's happening through a new set of eyes. And that is the eyes of women. When we empower women to build ventures, to have a seat at the table, that's when things really change. We know that less than 2% of women ever get over that $1 million annual revenue mark. Less than 4% ever get venture financing. Less than 14% are on boards. And we know that the disappointing thing about that is, in addition to just the reality of those numbers, is that when women are earning money, whether they're trying to rub two pennies together, figure out how to pay their light bill, or if they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, they tend to reinvest 90% of what they earn into their families, communities, and ultimately the world. So if you're wondering, how do we rebuild our communities? How do we rebuild our economies? How do we get people back to work safely in a way that's inclusive for all, creates opportunities for all? And the way to do it is through the empowerment of women. Help women succeed and watch what happens. So at EBW 2020, we help women start, grow, and scale ventures across the globe. We have 17 global chapters, and we provide them access to education, mentorship, support, resources that they need. Frankly, all the stuff that I wish somebody would have told me, and I had some great mentors, but I wish when I was starting my ventures, I was like, gosh, I wish I knew just that's how that works. That's how that works. Well, we rip off those Band-Aids, we demystify the process, and we want to see women, regardless of where you're located in the world, your economic status, your educational status, we don't ever want there to be any excuses anymore on why a woman, might be you or somebody you love or know, isn't successfully starting, growing, or scaling her idea or venture. So that's EBW 2020. I also oversee EBW Cares Distributors. EBW Cares Distributors is really inspired in large part by my time as the entrepreneur in residence of Dell. I was the first one that had the honor and the pleasure to work right alongside the president of Dell, Steve Felice, who's actually an investor in EBW, and Michael Dell and the other executives. I mean, just an incredible leadership team there at Dell Technologies. And what I got to learn was really the power of taking really big ideas and really big brands like Dell. And when you team them up with emerging innovators, entrepreneurs, women, what can we do together to create innovations and change and opportunity around the globe? And I so loved my time there at Dell that at EBW Cares Distributors, we really were setting up to do something very similar in terms of connecting these large global brands in with these women innovators across the globe from EBW 2020. And when COVID-19 hit, we focused our attention on the healthcare sector. And that really, frankly, came as a result of getting 5 calls back to back in March 20th. And the one that really changed things for me was when my younger brother, who's an ER doctor, who was 8 days in the ER with 6 COVID patients wearing the same mask that they were putting into a brown paper bag, a lunch bag every night, and he was reusing it, and he ended up getting sick, and he's recovered, he's back in the ER. But when that happened, I just said, I can't sit back and not do anything. So we got into this business, and we now provide PPE and many other supplies. We actually say we have the 5-step SWEL, Smart Restart, SWEL standing for Socially Equitable Healthy Communities that are economically strong. And in our 5-step Smart Restart, PPE is one of the things that we do to help people get back to work safely and get access to what they need to test, to monitor, to be protected, and to also learn how do we work in this new environment and how do we grow and thrive in this new environment. And that business has just taken off with amazing government partners, state partners, hospital systems, first responders that we have the honor and the pleasure of getting to serve. And what I really love about the business is we come in, as we say, buyers advocates. We want to take care of the people who are trying to get access to this product that so many people out there are overcharging for, and they aren't getting their products in, and you name it. Well, not this group of ladies. We've activated our relationship at the highest levels and all the way to our boots on the ground, EBW women across the globe. And so if we ever run into any issues, we just basically collapse the relationships wherever it is around the globe, and we make sure that we get our products through at the best prices, best quality, and we just love on our first responders and our communities and our states. And so what we do with the money that we make, and we are a for-profit, but we take that money and we create more jobs and opportunities for more women. So we're about to announce the 25 cities, hardest hit cities here in the United States, that we have gone out, actively recruited amazing local business leaders, women who have lost income or their businesses have gone down or they've lost their business. Well, we're bringing them back to life, and we're rebuilding those communities across the US and ultimately the globe by helping them set up their own EBW Cares distributorship business that we fully support here from headquarters. So we're super excited about that and would love to partner with you in any way if that's something that you want to be a part of, which leads me to the EBW Foundation. The EBW Foundation is a nonprofit organization. Courtney Bickert is our executive director, and you've met Courtney. And our focus is to promote and elevate women in 3 key areas: the boardroom, innovation conversation, and investment circles. And specifically, we started COVIDxNOW.org as a flagship initiative of the EBW Foundation because we wanted to make sure that global economic thought leaders, women, were in the middle of all of these conversations that are happening around how do we get our economies back on track? How do we rebuild our communities? How do we take care of our families? How do we create jobs? And the reason it's so critically important to have women at the table is, like I said, women are going to reinvest 90% of what they earn back into their communities. But the issue is, if women don't have a seat at the table, or if women do not feel heard, 91% of women do not think that, whether it's policymakers, corporations, businesses, get us. And the problem with that is, if we don't think that they're really trying to include us or help us or get us, we won't interact. We won't participate. So the fastest way to get our economies back on track after all of this COVID is involve the women. And the reason for that is because when women think that you are authentically trying to help them succeed, you want to hear them, you want to understand, 79% of them will engage. Okay. Presuming that solution is a good solution, 80% will buy into that, become loyal to that solution, that brand, that product, that service. And the real kicker is that 92% of women will pass that message on. So as you're looking at this report, as you're learning all the different stories from these amazing global leaders that are all collectively working to get our global economies back on track, I just want to appreciate you and send gratitude your way and encourage you and thank you for including and listening to the women, because truly the fastest economic driver to creating the global sustainable future that we all envision, that's inclusive of all, that has opportunities for all, got to earn it, but has opportunities for all, and that really gets people back to work in a way that is safe. Our Schwell 5-step smart restart, it's through the eyes of women. So that is what keeps me and our team, eating, drinking, sleeping, praying, meditating, thinking about, obsessing over the success of women. And we're just so honored to have a moment to, and I'm honored to have a moment to connect with you, to talk with you, and to extend an invitation for you to come and join us. Courtney asked me, what are you hoping to accomplish with all of this? And I said, Courtney, it's three things. Number one, I want to encourage, invite, support, and thank you for listening to the voices of women, because women are the fastest economic driver in the world today. Number two, I want to encourage all of us that we can each do something, regardless of where you're at, regardless of your background, regardless of your access. We have technology, we have the web, we have people who want to hear you, people who want to collaborate with you. We can all do something to lock arms together and work together on how do we survive and thrive through COVID. And then finally, number three, I want to inspire and encourage you to get involved. Come and join us at COVIDxNOW.org. It's free. It's showing up, it's sharing your voice, and it's authentically collaborating together so that we can build that future that we all want to see. So with that, just thank you for a few minutes. Courtney, thanks so much for all you're doing. And thank you for taking a moment to listen. I so look forward to meeting you, whether virtually or sometime in person in the near future. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, 6 feet apart, wear your mask, wash your hands, and together we're going to get through it. This day too shall pass. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.